Hi everyone, I'm coming on unannounced, mostly unannounced, for just a casual few minutes of a casual sort of Q&A, bringing you some answers to some questions that I have been receiving lately. And I thought perhaps it would really support you and help you if I were to bring them to you. So say hi when you come on and let me know you're here. The two things that have been coming up that I'm noticing lately are both issues around ownership. So, coming into full ownership of our own desires and what we want. And these things are really big because they're keeping many of you from receiving support that you want. They're keeping you from opening up to receive and from taking action to create a better life for yourselves. And the two things that I am noticing that I see a lot of are one, this sort of it's an infringement on your freedom, but you're allowing it. So basically, it's I need to ask for permission for what I believe is right for me, or for the support that I think I need. And this asking for permission is one of the ways that we block ourselves from actually receiving what we want and need. So I'm going to talk more about that. And then the other piece is this idea that, and sometimes people ask me if this is what I'm teaching in Awakened Motherhood, and anyone who's a client of mine could answer this very quickly for you. But people are wondering if what I'm saying, in a way, is somehow we just need to find a way to accept the way things are. And that might include a really unhelpful partner, or an abusive situation, or children who are pushing every last limit and button, or some form of disrespect in your life, that maybe we should just learn to accept where we are. And that's the key to happiness. And in this way, in this context, acceptance, what people are really saying and thinking is settling. Should I settle? Should I just settle? Are you saying that I should just work, pull the heavy weight and not complain? Is that what I'm saying? So anyone who knows me can speak to that. I'm going to talk about that a little bit today too. And both of these pieces are such large chunks of the topic of ownership. Me fully owning my desires and my experience in my life does not look like self-sacrifice. It does not look like self-denial. It does not look like grunt work. It does not look like complaining and negativity. It looks like feeling really joyful that I have as much as I have, and that I get to be here every day to live this miraculous life with my two kids and my partner, who used to drive me bananas and who I love so much. And that is a thing of the past now, mostly. It's a thing of the past now that we used to drive each other crazy. It is all about connection between you and you. That is the answer and the big secret. That is the foundation that we all have to have in place. I'm low on batteries, so I can't chat too much, but that is such a key piece of the foundation. If we are truly going to find any kind of ease and peace within our relationship with our kids, confidence as moms, feelings of self-worth that then spill into career and more money and more equality in our partnerships, if we're going to have any of that, we have to start with ourselves. And we will never get there if we are so busy denying ourselves what we want. Okay, we have to know what we don't want. That is so important. And mostly everyone who gets on the phone with me and books a clarity calls is a free clarity call, an hour with me for free. And you get tons of help and support with me on this call. Mostly everyone who comes on, they know what they don't want. They know what's not working. They know what's painful. They know where they don't want to be anymore. And that is a huge celebration. We really want to celebrate that, because when we know what we don't want, then that tells us what we do want. It's breadcrumbs. Okay, But what happens to most of you is that you stay in. We as women, as busy mothers, we chalk it up to all those things. Like there's so much to do, and there's so many people to try to keep happy that I don't have time to focus on me, which is just it's an excuse. It's a really bullshit excuse. It's not your highest truth. It's not really what you really want to be doing. Unless you just don't ever want to like yourself and ever want to enjoy your life. But most of us are here wanting to really have fun and wanting to feel freedom and wanting to enjoy our lives. Those excuses are just noise getting in the way. The piece of really tuning into ourselves, really asking what do we want, often sets us spinning, because the habits we're in are to look at what's not working. And so what happens is we get stuck in the loops and the patterns of negativity. So feeling negatively about the people around us who we really chose. We called them in, we chose them. We're meaning to love them. We don't mean to look at all that's not there. We don't mean to infantilize our partners. We don't mean to infantilize our 10-year-olds, our 12-year-olds. We don't mean to be doing that. It's not what we want to be doing. That's why it feels so bad. That's why it feels like total crap. When you nag, when you nitpick, when you, all the while, but you're hitting that wall of like, well, how else is it going to change? Well, let me ask you, is it changing? When you nag and nitpick and demand, is it changing? If you're doing it from a place of not really believing you get to have it, or if you're doing it from a place of feeling low yourself, if you're feeling anxious or depressed or low or tense yourself, you're never going to get what you want from that place. It just doesn't work like that. You're going to get more of what you're getting. You're going to get like attracts like. So if you're feeling irritable, you're going to get irritability back, right? You're going to get aggression. You're going to get something on that same low vibe. And so that's how it works in motherhood, times 10, times however many people you have in your life, in your house, and that energy is getting exchanged. So instead of being stuck in the negativity, we can do our lives, we can do the chores of our lives, the tasks, and all of the connection and love with fun, with ease. We can do it with lightness, with making jokes, with being open to creativity, with being open to flow. And it doesn't mean we're working harder than anybody else. It doesn't mean that laundry dominates our experience and we just learn to love it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that we can really lighten up. We can find that place inside of us and nurture it so much that we're able to truly relax. And within that, everything rebalances. So this is a key piece of like, should I just accept the way it is? And no, you shouldn't. If it's really, if you're living in imbalance, I would never advise you to just like, relax into that and just know that it's just women just have to work harder. We just don't get to choose. Like you're never going to hear me saying that. We get to choose any way we want it. We get to have it the way we want it, and we can do it with so much love and such healthy boundaries that others will come with us, that our people will rise and elevate with us as we do. And so this is something that's really like impossible for me to explain. It is the work I do with my clients in Awakened Motherhood. There is no like, do this, this, and this, and then you'll have equality in your house. That's not what I'm saying. But I do want you to know that you do not have to ask for permission for what you want. That is a part of old patterning. That's a part of generational trauma that got handed down. It's a part of powerlessness. And the only person who you need to ask for permission from to feel good, to be healthy, to be in your happy place is you. You are the only one, and you are the one who has to choose. So you can try to outsource that piece, and you can say, I need to speak to, usually it's a man-woman dynamic, and the woman is saying, I need to ask my husband. For what? What can anyone else give you that you cannot give to yourself? Who can decide for you where to be, how to feel inside of yourself? Who can control your thoughts but you? Who can manage your emotional health but you? And who can transform from the inside out how you feel within your life other than you. Nobody can do that for you. Nobody. And so when I hear people say, oh, I just need to ask permission, it's a big red flag for me. I know that I love to work with women who know what they want, and they know that it is ultimately their decision about their health and about their well-being, that nobody else can decide that for them. I'm all for people sitting down with their partners to say, hey, I'm going to do this, and I'd really like your support and your buy-in. But if they don't get it, they're not stopping there. You're going to move toward health. You're going to move toward wholeness. You're going to move toward listening and resonating with your inner voice and your inner guidance and your intuitive self. That is your power that guides you. That is your way back to wholeness. There is no other noise or chatter that is more important than that connection to the true you. And the work of Awakened Motherhood is really about peeling away all the noise and all the layers and turning down the dials on all of that so that we can turn up the main one that matters, the direct channel to you, okay, and your truth. So you don't have to let anyone else decide for you what you need because you feel shaky or wobbly or uncertain that you're right. What you need to be doing is tuning in to trusting that you do know what your desires are, because you know what you don't want. And the more you choose to trust that place that you know what you want because you know what you don't want, the more certainty will grow. And as certainty grows, the braver and more courageous you can be about saying, I choose to be healthy. I choose to know that I'm in charge of me. I wanted to really clear those up today. Can you tell? So please tell me what you think of this talk and chime in and let me know if this resonates for you. I'm curious to hear your opinions too. And if you totally disagree with me, I want to hear that too. You know, I do hear that. I hear that it really pissed people off from time to time. And I've decided I'm okay with that because it's that important that I say what I feel is true so that those of you who need to hear it can hear it. Those of you who listen to what I'm saying and then go, I'm so glad to hear someone finally say that. I've known that for a long time, but I just wasn't hearing that we could have this in motherhood. We can have this and more in motherhood. We can be fully in ownership of our experience, meaning there is no room for resentment. There is no complaining. There is no room for negativity. There is fully owning all of our emotional experience and learning from every single drop of it how to come more into our power and more into our light. I love you all so much. Leave me your comments and questions, and let's continue this conversation.